What's up guys, Steven here. Welcome back to another video, and today we're taking a closer look at some of the hottest smartphones from China, the Xiaomi Mi 10 and the Mi 10 Pro. I've got both phones from Trading Shenzhen, you can find a link down below in the description, and now I would say let's go and let's check them out. Alright ladies and gentlemen, so there we go, we have both phones on the table from Trading Shenzhen, and let's open them up and let's check out all of the features. So well, first of all, here we have the regular Mi 10, so 5G as you can see, and let's take a closer look at the specs here on the sticker. So it's 8GB of RAM, 128GB of ROM, and here the black box is actually the Pro, with also 5G as you can see, and 8GB of RAM and 256GB of storage. Now let's open them up and let's check out what we can find inside of the box. So there we go. First of all, the Pro version. Now it looks like there's a cover inside, so we can quickly take a closer look. And there we go. So well, yes, we get a transparent cover as you can see, so this is included when you buy the phone, and well, a couple of stickers and also a headphone jack adapter, because this phone doesn't have a headphone jack. Alright, so let's put this beside and let's take a closer look at the phone. And there we go, ladies and gentlemen, here comes the Mi 10 Pro, and oh my god, this charger is huge! So well, as you can see, really nice look. So looks a little bit like the P30 Pro breathing crystal or something, if I remember that correctly. It's a little bit more baby blue and shines really nice here in the light. I hope you guys can see that also on the camera. And as you can see, we actually have the cameras right over here. We'll come to that just in a second. And the first feeling, well, it is feeling not bad at all. Now, what else you can find inside the box? Let's quickly have a closer look. And first of all, here we have the charger, and the charger is really huge. So the Mi 10 Pro actually supports faster charging, and I'll quickly have a look. So it's 20 volts with 3.25 amps maximum. Holy crap, that's really a lot. So if that's really true and the phone is also charging with that rate, then this is probably the fastest charging smartphone, but we also need to check this out in the charging test, which will come very soon. Alright, next thing, we got here a Type-C cable, and yeah, that's basically everything you can find inside of the box. And now the Mi 10. So guys, there we go. Now let's open up the box of the Mi 10 and yeah, let's check out if there are some differences. And actually I like that box more, it looks really cool. Now also here we have the same case for the smartphone, as you can see, paperwork and well, the adapter for the headphone jack. And there we go. So here we have the Mi 10, and as you can already see, it looks very similar. So there's only a really tiny difference. Now the Mi 10 Pro is a little bit slimmer because it has a smaller battery, and while Xiaomi said that due to the very quick charging, actually you don't need such a big battery because you can reach it very fast. And yeah, if you check this out, then actually you almost don't see it that it's thinner. You really need to take a very close look to actually see that. Alright, then let's have a look at the charger, if it looks different, and there we go. And yes, the charger is actually way smaller. So this is probably the size of a Huawei supercharger, and as you can see, this massive thing here is the Mi 10 Pro. And this is the Mi 10. So let's check out the ratings, because smaller charger is also different rating. And there we go, we have 20 volts with 1.3 amp maximum, or 10 volts with 3 amp maximum. So yeah, around 30 watts maximum output of this charger, which is actually quite okay. Alrighty guys, that's what you can find inside of the box, and now let's take a closer look at the phones. Alright guys, now before we start comparing the software, let's take a closer look at the phones from the outside. Now first of all, that display is looking really gorgeous on both phones. Now Xiaomi claims that they have a better display on the Mi 10 Pro, but I was staring at both displays for like 20 minutes and I really can't see a difference in terms of color, in terms of viewing angles. I mean, you can see it here in the video. The displays are really close. So actually, I guess in production you have A-grade displays and B-grade who are slightly not that good like the A-grade panels, and then they use the B-grade for the Mi 10 and the A-grade for the Mi 10 Pro. But still, on both smartphones you get an incredibly good display, and also the phones are super snappy and really fast. Alright, so let's take a closer look at the backside. Now, I really love the color of the Mi 10 Pro. It's looking really gorgeous. And if you take a closer look here at the cameras, then you can actually see a huge difference. So first of all, let's take a closer look at the cameras of the Mi 10. So guys, let's have a closer look here at the cameras of the Mi 10, and at the top we have the 108 megapixel main camera with f1.7, then we have a 13 megapixel f2.4 ultra wide camera, then we have 2 megapixel f2.4 macro and 2 megapixel f2.4 for depth. And here at the bottom also a dual tone LED flash, as you can see, and a really nice finish, but as you can see there are still a lot of fingerprints on there. Overall, I really like the design, so to be honest, it's looking really cool. Now there are some differences to the Mi 10 Pro, and let's check it out. So the Mi 10 Pro also has a 108 megapixel camera at the top with f1.7, so the main camera is the same. Then we have an 8 megapixel f2.0 telephoto on the Mi 10 Pro, also with optical image stabilization and 10 times hybrid optical zoom, a 12 megapixel f2.0 portrait lens, also with 2 times optical zoom, and a 20 megapixel f2.2 30mm ultra wide camera. So as you can see, the camera department is actually where the most differences are between both of the phones. Then regarding the battery, there is also a difference between both phones. So we have 4780 mAh on the Mi 10 and only 4500 mAh on the Mi 10 Pro. Now both batteries are still quite huge. There's just a tiny difference on the Mi 10 Pro because it has faster charging. So Xiaomi claims when you have faster charging you don't need such a big battery because you can reduce it really fast, and that also makes sense. And this is also why the Mi 10 Pro is slightly thinner than the Mi 10 because of the smaller battery. Now let's take a closer look around the phones, and both phones have a 6.6-inch display with a resolution of 1080 x 2340 pixels, and the display is looking really sharp and good. It has nice colors, it has nice viewing angles, and it's a 90Hz display. That means, as you can see, super fast scrolling. You can also deactivate it in the settings, but once you have a 90Hz display, you really don't want to go back. So well, as I've told you, Mi 10 Pro a little bit thinner. Then at the top on both smartphones we actually have a speaker, so it has stereo speakers at the top and there's also a speaker at the bottom, very tiny earpiece. And yeah, let's take a closer look here at the bottom. At the bottom we have the second speaker for the stereo speaker, and well, we also have a Type-C port and a dual SIM slot. All the buttons are placed here on the right side, which I really love because I'm very used to that. So we have the power button and the volume rockers. Now the frame is made out of a really nice metal, as you can see. It's curved on the back side. The display is also slightly curved, as you can see, and the overall feeling is really good. Now if you take a closer look at the display, you can actually see that we have here a punch hole camera, so the front facing camera. And well, let's take a closer look here on how they perform. Now usually when you buy a Xiaomi smartphone from China, well, it doesn't come with the Google Play Store, but as you can see, Trading Shenzhen has actually pre-installed the Play Store, so you don't have to do anything, just get it out of the box and start using it. So well, here as you can see, this is MIUI based on Android 10, and to be honest, MIUI has improved a lot, so I really start to like it because it's not only very fast, it's also very customizable, as we will just check out in a second. So let's swipe down from the top here. As you can see, here we have all our quick toggles, so Wi-Fi, auto brightness, location. You can also here quickly adjust the screen brightness, and the light sensor is working pretty good. As you can see on both smartphones we have the same light right now. Alright, then let's quickly go to the settings and let's check out what features we can find here in MIUI. So well, first of all, there are updates from Xiaomi quite regularly, so you can actually see there's an update pending right now. We are running here MIUI version 11.0, so actually the 5th revision here, and here you can once again see the specs as a comparison. So we can go here to all of the specifications, and yeah, both have 8 GB of RAM, we both have the Snapdragon 865 octa-core processor, and here also some differences in terms of the storage and in terms of the camera, but that are basically the main differences between the smartphones. Now both have Wi-Fi 6, and yeah, Wi-Fi is working really good and fast on both devices. We have Bluetooth, also mobile hotspot, and there are a lot of settings here under the always on display where you can really customize the always on display, and that's something which is really cool. So I can quickly switch it on to show you that, guys. Now this is how the always on display looks like, so you can actually set to different time zones, show your battery and everything, and it's really customizable in the settings, and this is something that is really cool, and I wish that would be on a lot of smartphones, because here you can see you can choose a different clock widget, you can have some quick buttons here for calls, messages, and that's really looking gorgeous. Now, as you can see, there are plenty of lock screen settings to adjust, so MIUI has improved a lot. Now, I haven't had a Xiaomi for quite some time, but MIUI is really getting better. Now the home screen is also customizable, then we have different wallpaper and different themes, so you can give your phone a unique look just in a few clicks, and this is really super easy here with MIUI 11. Now when it comes to the fingerprint scanner, so let's quickly check that out. So we can switch on the fingerprint scanner on both, and there we go. So, and now the quick speed test of the fingerprint scanner. So there we go, ladies and gentlemen. You just put your thumb on there, and as you can see, also here on the always on display, it shows the fingerprint scanner. So you know exactly where you have to put your thumb, and this is something which is really cool. Also, it's a quite fast in-display fingerprint scanner, and the animation is just looking gorgeous. Also, the vibration feedback you get when you unlock the phone, it just really feels like high quality on both of the smartphones. So well, yeah, that's basically everything you can find in the settings. So very customizable, you get frequent updates from Xiaomi, and yeah, it's looking really cool. Now let's quickly go to the camera application to spot some of the differences. So well, it's actually very similar but a little bit different. So in the Mi 10 Pro you have here way more modes, because you have the wide angle mode, which is actually working on both, and you also have macro here on the Mi 10 Pro. For macro on the Mi 10 you have to go up here and switch macro on at the top. So for some reason on the Mi 10 Pro it's down there. There's a difference in zoom, I can quickly show you that. So you have 2x zoom here on the Mi 10, but on the Mi 10 Pro you can go up to 2x, but also up to a 5x zoom. So that's basically the main difference. Other than that, the camera UI is basically the same. You have the same functions inside, and if you go here to the settings, you can also see that there is lens distortion for ultra wide mode, that there is high efficiency image file compatibility. Well, so plenty of things you can adjust here in the camera app. There will be a camera comparison very soon, so I just need to go out and take more pictures, but stay tuned for that. Now when it comes to the front-facing camera, well, we have the 20 megapixel punch-hole camera on both of the smartphones, and when it comes to video with the front-facing camera, you actually lock to 1080p at 30 fps, so more is not possible. But if you go to the rear camera, you can actually shoot 8K. Now when you switch on 8K, you will get a message that you can only record up to 6 minutes in 8K, and you're locked down to 30 fps. There will be a video test very soon if the 30 fps are really constant, but I'll keep you updated on that one. Now when you want to shoot in 4K, you can actually do that. You just have to disable 8K, go here to 4K, and you can shoot with up to 4K 60. Now I already feel that both phones are getting slightly warm here, warmer than some other phones I have, so I'm really curious for the battery drain test on how hot they get. And yeah, that are basically the differences in terms of the camera hardware. So guys, here's now the result of the Antutu benchmark. Now they got a little bit hotter, as you can see. So the Mi 10 Pro by around 3.5 degrees and the Mi 10 by 4.2 degrees. And yeah, as you can see, the Mi 10 Pro is a tiny little bit faster, but well, it's still on the top of the Antutu benchmark. Now the chipset is really nice. The whole hardware is actually really nice, and there's only a slight difference between the Mi 10 and the Mi 10 Pro. So guys, that's it. That was basically a quick comparison between the key features of the Mi 10 Pro and the Mi 10. I'm now working on the full review, so stay tuned. There will also be a camera comparison against the Huawei Mate 30 Pro. There will be a battery drain test with a lot of hot devices, and right over here I also have the Huawei Mate X. So I'm really curious how such a big phone stands up against some other Chinese flagships in terms of a battery comparison and also camera comparison. So stay tuned for the full review. review coming very soon and all the comparisons, and now let's come to the outro. Alrighty guys, so we're now here at the end of this video, and so far I have to say both smartphones are really good value for what you pay, so really fantastic smartphones. It doesn't matter if you take the Mi 10 Pro or the Mi 10, both are really good. So I've shown you the differences in this video. You can make your own choice and let me know down below in the description. The charging test, especially of the Mi 10 Pro versus Huawei, is coming very soon, so stay tuned. Battery drain test is also in the making. It just takes me a little bit of more time, but I'm pretty sure that, yeah, it will be a very cool battery drain test with the Mi 10, some of the new P series from Huawei, which I cannot say right now, and also, yeah, the Huawei Mate XS, so stay tuned for that. Now, big thanks for watching until this point. Big thanks to the guys from Trading Shenzhen for providing the phones. More videos coming soon. And if you want to see more, guys, please subscribe. It will really mean a lot to me. Alrighty, guys, so big thanks for watching. As always, I'm Steven from Tech Magnet, and I'll catch you in the next one. Have a nice day and bye.